Hi everyone, and welcome to the Introductions to the Chakra webinar. Just want to welcome you all. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Anna, and I am a relationship and spiritual mentor, Reiki master teacher, and a chakra healing expert. I'm also a member of the International Reiki Association, and I have worked with hundreds of clients and certified hundreds of students in these healing modalities. I'm so passionate about doing this work because over 2 decades ago, I had hit rock bottom in my life. My marriage had just ended, and I was a single mother of a 2.5-year-old little boy. And I found myself to be at the most darkest parts of my life, filled with anxiousness and depression. And I was actually even having suicidal thoughts and going through several failed relationships. In a very unfulfilled life, I knew that I had to do something different. And this is what led me down this path to this spiritual journey and knowing that there had to be more to what I was feeling. Reiki and the deeper chakra work has helped me get to a life that I always dreamt of having, feeling like I finally made it home. I'm married to my best friend, an incredible man. I have a beautiful family, and most of all, a very satisfying career as an entrepreneur, helping others see all that is possible for them. And that's why today I am so committed to empowering women to transform their life and their relationships, finding peace and clarity. So, what is the system that we call the chakras? My intention for this webinar is to leave you with a basic understanding of this powerful energy system and to give you some indication of where to look deeper to begin healing the pain that you carry. Once you know the state of your chakras, you begin to understand the story of your life. This system provides so much insight and a deeper understanding for you as an individual or for any Reiki or holistic practitioners feeling drawn to do the deeper healing work themselves and to help their clients get there as well. So the chakras are an energetic wheels that keep our minds and bodies in sync. When you look on the left side of the screen here, you can see a picture of the chakras and where they are positioned on the body. And this life force energy, when it's out of alignment or blocked, or whether it's underactive or overactive, the energy can feel like it's not flowing freely. So kind of like when you look at the hose here on the right side, if it's got knots in it, the water doesn't flow freely through it. The same as with us. So when this energy system is not flowing freely through our energy body, we tend to feel run down, we might feel anxious, we might feel depressed, lethargic, and that's how we know that the system is off. So while some of us may have these blockages, in some areas they could be deficient, and in other areas they can be dominant. So through a channel running from the tip of our head to the base of our spine, these 7 chakras are each located in a main region. And once you understand the concept of each of these chakras, you can begin to understand the reasons behind the state of your body. So we're going to begin now talking a little bit about the root chakra. It is located at the base of the spine. The color associated with this chakra is red. Its main challenge is to overcome fear. And once we do, we live in prosperity, we feel stable, and we feel secure. The developmental stage of this chakra is the second trimester, and the second trimester to the first year of life. So during a woman's pregnancy in her second trimester to a child's first year of life is where this chakra gets developed. The characteristics of this chakra is survival concerns. It's related to your relationship with money, food, shelter, family. It's tribal. It's about feeling grounded and having a good foundation. This is about your career and accomplishments. So let's take a look at what a good or a balanced root chakra looks like. So If it's balanced, you feel a sense of accomplishment. You don't worry about finances or basic survival needs. If it's overactive, you're feeling anxious or fearful about making it. And to find balance, you would spend more time in relaxation. If it's underactive, you feel that you are constantly daydreaming and not connected with the present moment. And to find balance in that scenario, you would spend more time reconnecting with nature, barefoot if it's possible. How it manifests in your body is through stomach problems, lower back pain, ovarian cysts, or prostate issues. Just you get the gist of this. It's just in that general area of the body. If that chakra is out of balance, this is what tends to happen, because if the energy isn't flowing through it properly, it's going to go to the nearest organs to get energy. So when we're looking at these chakras, and the best way to describe it is to see this as your path to liberation, liberating your soul to be what it needs to be instead of suppressing it, right? So it's been said that we're all spiritual beings having human experiences. So what would that mean to you, right? Like, when you look at us and the life that we have, we're really living more from this place of having a human experience. And I think when we're feeling off, it's because we're disconnected with the soul part of us. So let's look at how this chakra system plays a role in liberation. So when we're looking at the root chakra, what are some of the things that we can look at, right? Your relationships. What are your relationships like? Um, what is your relationship with money? So are you able to, take good care of yourself? Are you taking care of your basic needs? Do you find that you tend to maybe overthink spending, or do you overthink saving? Like, how does your relationship with money, how does it play a role in your life? Take a deeper look at this. The chakra system is not something that we want to look at head on. We want to kind of look at how it's playing a role around us, right? So, when we look at this, your relationship with money, you can look at your career. Does this part of your life own you? Does it bog you down? Do you just live for this part? Like, are you constantly thinking of money, whether you don't have enough of it or whether you want to just keep making it? Like, both sides show that there's an imbalance there. So at the end of the day, if you know that you're well taken care of and that all is well, where your money relationship takes you is something that you want to take maybe a closer look at. Now, what about your family? What is your relationship with your family? Did you feel growing up that you were seen? Do you feel like you were heard? Do you feel like you were accepted? Do you feel like you had to fit into the tribe, that you had to act a certain way to fit into the tribe? These are all aspects of the root chakra. Did you feel like you were compared, and therefore thinking that, if you're not like the rest of the family, that something's wrong with you? So these are kind of the things that you really want to take, a deeper look at, and just be able to really identify what that means for you. And then take a look at your career. Are you doing something that you feel passionate about, or is it just a job? Do you have a career, or do you just have a job? Something else to think about. How did you end up in that career? Why did you choose that career? So these are some of the deeper things that we look at in the masterclass. And we go really deep to this belief system, where it came from. And we take a deeper look at if it's something that even resonates with us. Some of the things that we learn in the masterclass are, how do we use crystals and essential oils to help us balance and move through this energy block? How do we bring it back into balance? There's exercises, there's yoga poses that we talk about. There's journaling that we do. So it's not as simple as just taking a look at this and saying, okay, it's maybe okay to look at it and recognize that there is an imbalance, but then what do you do with that imbalance once you know that it's there? So here are some crystals and essential oils that you can use to help you through the process. We also talk about affirmations in the class. These are my two top ones that you guys can look over and see if, how they resonate with you. And now let's move on to the sacral chakra. It's located in our lower abdomen. The color associated with this is orange. And the challenge in this chakra is to overcome guilt. And once we do, the gift here is to experience life in a pleasurable way and enjoyment. And the developmental stage for this chakra is 6 months to 2 years of age. The characteristics here is connection to others and experiences. It's about our sexual energy and creativity. It's about our emotions related to abundance, well-being, pleasure, passion, and addictions. So when our root chakra gets too bogged down and we don't live life with enjoyment and pleasure, then we might end up gravitating to addictive behaviors. So understanding the imbalances here, when we have a balanced sacral chakra, we enjoy pleasures, sensual, creative, we're passionate, we have an overall sense of wellness present in our body and connected to our feelings. If it's overactive, we may be addicted and we may be overweight. We may have hormone imbalances and restlessness. And if that's the case, to find balance, you want to focus less on pleasure and more on your heart. Question the benefits of desired pleasures versus real needs. Interactive, it's overly practical. You are overly practical. Impotence may play a role here. No sex drive or low appetite, low sexual desire, lack of passion, and just feeling helplessness or an inability to cope. And to find balance, you want to simply have more fun, draw in more intimacy, and maybe do something creative. And how this shows up in the sacral chakra is through the reproductive organs. You might have some menstrual issues, menopause, menopausal symptoms, lower back, the bladder. And it also relates to the lower belly, the core of your inner strength and emotional grounding. So this chakra is, we want to look at our emotions here. How well do we express our emotions? Do we feel safe in expressing our emotions? And this is one that we learn both not only from our families, but this is a societal one too. How does society view us being able to express our emotions, right? For men, it can be looked upon one way, and for women, another. Like, growing up, you may have been told that, if you were crying about something, like, I'll give you something to cry about, almost like disregarding what we were feeling. So as adults, we may not know how to really direct this energy of our emotions. So that's one of the things you want to take a look at here. How easily do you express yourself, right? The other thing that's really important to look at, sexuality or your sexual drive. Like, how do you feel about yourself in that regard, right? What were you told about sex growing up? Were you told it was a bad thing? Or were you told it was something good? Or how was it portrayed to you? So how we interact with people and how safe we feel in sharing our emotions is going to play a big role when we want to get into relationships, right? So for anyone who's struggling with relationships, I would really take a look at this one and see how well you're able to express yourself. And here are some crystals and essential oils that you can look at to help while you're going through the process of balancing. And these are my top two favorites, the carnelian and citrus bliss for the essential oil. And we'll move on to the solar plexus. And the solar plexus is located on the upper abdomen. The color here is yellow. The challenge in this chakra is to overcome shame and doubt. And once we do, the gift here is empowerment. The developmental stage is 18 months to 4 years of age. The characteristics of this chakra is our gut instinct and decision making, having the confidence and control in our lives. This is about our personal identity. It's about transformation. It's about self-worth, your self-esteem. And this is where we get caught between our needs and the demands of others. And how well do we manage that? How well do we take care of our needs before we actually step out to take care or care for someone else? You know, we often hear that we can't give from an empty cup. So we really do need to take care of ourselves first before we can begin to take care of anyone else. So when we're looking at the chakra system, and these three really play a role in how we show up in the world: the root, the sacral, and the solar. The solar plexus is that time in our lives when we just want to express ourselves with as who we are and not how, you know, we're told to be, right? This is where we experience autonomy, and where we just want to see ourselves as being who we are, not a clone of somebody else or a clone of our tribe, and really connect to the core of who we are. So what does a balanced solar plexus chakra look like? You easily make decisions without hesitation. If it's overactive, you may be quick to anger. Greediness might show up here, lack of empathy. Physically, you might be suffering from digestion issues, liver or kidney issues. And to find balance, you want to focus on love and kindness through meditation or service. When it's underactive, you have difficulty making decisions. You're lacking confidence, you're timid or needy. And to find balance here, you might want to set a reasonable intention at the beginning of each week and exercise your will to accomplish it. Set your will to complete a specific practice each day for a week or a month and stick to it. Try doing something you're good at to be able to really bring this to fruition. In this chakra, it relates to the adrenals, to the digestive system, stomach problems, eating disorders, either anorexia or obesity. It's connected to the liver and the gallbladder and kidney problems. Addictions can show up here as well. All the issues of fear and control. So the solar plexus is how we manage our power, what we're giving it away to. If we're overly dominant and overly controlling, we need to take a look at why we're doing that, right? Usually we find that in what we call energy vampires, people who are constantly trying to take energy back from someone else. We need to take a look at that. When that's happening to us, it's not so much about the person who's trying to control us, it's more about why are we letting that happen. So that's what we want to look at in the solar plexus, is how we manage our power. And here's a list of some gems and crystals along with some essential oils. And these are my two favorite. I use citrine in my sessions and digestive blend. And now let's move on up to our heart chakra. So as we're looking at the first three chakras, the root, the sacral, and the solar plexus, you know, we have fear in the root chakra and how well and safe we feel in the world. And then we have the sacral, where we're able to express ourselves with other people and have connections and share our emotions. And usually the message in the sacral chakra, when it's not balanced, the message there is, I've done something bad, right? That's always associated with guilt. I have done something bad. And then when we move up to the solar plexus, it's more about I am bad. That's the message that we get in the solar plexus. I am bad. Because when we're shamed about something, that's the message that comes up for us. So how we manage those three chakras is how we are going to feel safe in getting into relationships. Are we protecting ourselves when we get into those relationships? Are we allowing ourselves to be seen? Do we feel safe enough to be seen? This is what you're going to look at here, right? Because if you're not feeling safe in those first three chakras, how well do you think you're going to do relationships? Or are you going to gravitate to them to feel safe? Are you going to gravitate to them so that you can be financially taken care of? So look at what the driving force in your life is and what is leading you and pulling you on this path, on this journey to liberation, right? So when we look at the heart chakra, the colors associated here are as green and pink. It is located at the center of our chest. The challenge here is to work through your grief. And once you have done that, you end up feeling like you have a light heart and it's full of love. You feel love in this place. You don't feel like you want to protect it and that you're guarding your heart. The developmental stage here is between the ages of 4 to 7 years. The characteristics is the ability to love oneself and others. It's about compassion and kindness. It's about love, joy, and finding inner peace. It's about self-acceptance, love, and care. And if there is no self-acceptance and you don't love yourself, the chances of you not being not judgmental or having empathy or compassion for other people, that might be difficult. That may be difficult to be in that place. So understanding the imbalances in the heart chakra, when you have a balanced heart chakra, you equally feel love for yourself and for others. You act with compassion and kindness. When it's overactive, you have loose personal boundaries and you make unhealthy choices, put others' needs before your own. To find balance, you're going to do acts of self-care, get a massage, take a bath. So when we're looking at these boundaries, and boundaries really come from the solar plexus. So it's more about, again, it's that power center. So, if you're invited out for a coffee or dinner at a friend's place and you're really not feeling it and you feel like you really need to take care of yourself, like how easy is it for you to say, you know what, tonight is really not going to work for me? Can I take a rain check? Or do you feel that you don't have that flexibility with that friend? Maybe you feel like you're going to be judged or that they're not going to be accepting of that. So when there's mutual respect between two people, you're going to accept that, maybe tonight isn't going to work. And that's just like a very simple way of looking at it, because as simple as it is, people have very difficult time being able to say no. And you have to take a look at, am I okay? Do I feel safe to say no with this person? Right? If not, you need to take a deeper look at this area. So if it's underactive, you find it hard to get close to others. You build walls, physically out of touch with your body. So what does this mean is, if you're people who are looking for a love interest, right? Like how easily do you find yourself to put yourself out there? Do you make excuses to going out and meeting somebody? This is what getting too close to others means, right? Are you feeling like you need to protect yourself? Like you're not quite sure if you can go out there and do that? Is it easy for you to meet people, or do you feel like you're a lot more reserved and, you kind of stand back and not make yourself as, let's say, accessible, right? So to find balance, give love to yourself first and then give to others. So one of the things you might want to do in this area is maybe, if you're doing a drive-by at Tim Hortons or Starbucks that you want to pay for the person behind you, that'll feel like you're opening up and giving back, right? So this chakra manifests as, fast heart problems, heartburn, respiratory ailments, lung issues, bronchitis, anything in the chest area, right? Breast cancer would show up here as well. And here are some gems and crystals and essential oils for the heart chakra. And my two personal favorite ones that I use when I'm doing a chakra healing and balancing session. And then making our way up to the throat chakra. So this is the first of the spiritual chakras. So the heart chakra is in between our survival chakras and our spiritual. So the heart chakra is where the two sort of integrate together and blend into one another. So the throat chakra is the first of our spiritual ones, and it's located at the center of our throat. The color here is sky blue. The challenge is to work through your lies, and the gift is creativity. The developmental stage here is between 7 and 12 years of age. The characteristics are all about communication and personal truths. It's about self-expression. It's about being honest, confidence in speaking, ability to love, and having compassion and kindness. So understanding the balance, the imbalances in the throat chakra is when it's balanced, you speak clearly with love and truth. You inspire others around you with your words. When it's overactive, you work hard to make yourself be heard. You speak loudly, you interrupt others, and you speak about yourself. To find balance, you think before speaking, and you ask, is this true? Is this necessary? And is this kind? When it's underactive, you feel shy and quiet, and you struggle to express yourself. To find balance, practice speaking your truth with people that you trust. Try writing it out if speaking is too hard. This chakra relates to the shoulders, the neck, throat infections, tongue and mouth, teeth problems, neck and jaw trouble, as well as thyroid problems. So how well do you feel that you speak your truth? How many stories do you tell yourself about something you cannot do? Right? So this is about what we say to others, what we say to ourselves. You know, when you know something to be true for you, how well do you follow through with it? Let me give you some examples here. So, you know, we might be in relationships that aren't necessarily aligned with us, or we're not our best in these relationships because we feel maybe the exchange of energy is not healthy. And, you know, some of the things you might say are, you know, but he is really nice or she's really nice and they mean well. And this is sort of the dialogue we tend to have. Or, you know, or I can't wait till I retire. That gives us an indication of somebody's job, right? Or the career that they've chosen. I can't wait to retire. That's a powerful statement. That is saying I'm not going to do what I want to do right now. So I'm going to sell myself out and buy myself some time until I can. When really we have the power to make changes in our life every single day. So that is a lie that you tell yourself, right? Or maybe you know you need to exercise on a daily basis because you know you're going to feel better, but you know you try to procrastinate, or maybe I'll do it tomorrow, but that's more a solar plexus issue. That's the story you tell yourself from the solar plexus standpoint, right? But that's a lie that comes from the throat chakra. So being able to really identify and really listen to what you're saying, right? Tomorrow isn't promised to anyone. So if there's something in your life that you want to do right now, what story do you tell yourself about not having it or doing it? And here I would really take a look. We're going back to the root chakra on this one. And this is where I say that the root chakra really needs to be balanced because, you know, if it is a job that you don't like and that you're staying, you have to really take a look at that and tell yourself that, you know, I'm staying because I don't feel secure and because I don't feel safe. But take a look at your needs. Are they taken care of? Do you have a roof over your head? Take a look at the story you tell yourself around that. So really pay attention to the lies that you're telling yourself. And here are some more gems and crystals and essential oils. And one of my personal favorites, the blue lip lace agate. Very drawn to the throat chakra for me. Very drawn to the stone and to this oil. This oil is probably one of the oils that I wear every day, both on my throat and on my wrists. I love it because it's like a perfume. It's a very feminine perfume. Yeah, I have an underactive throat chakra, so I do all I can to help with the health of my throat chakra. Moving on to the third eye chakra, located at the center of the forehead. The color of this chakra is indigo. The challenge here is to work through your illusions, and the gift it will be to see with clarity. The developmental stage is adolescence. The characteristics here are the ability to focus, to see the bigger picture ideas and perception. This is about our intuition, our wisdom, and our ability to think and make decisions. It's about our communication with spirit. It's also about our communication with ego. How does your ego take over your life, right? Most time, ego is probably the driving force. So how many times do we say, you know, I had a feeling about that situation. I really wish I would have listened, right? So what illusions are in the way and clouding your judgment? That's what you're going to look at in this third eye chakra, is what is clouding your judgment. Think of some decisions in your past that you made, again, probably out of fear, when you had a gut feeling that you probably shouldn't have made that choice. Now let's look at understanding the imbalances here. So a balanced third eye chakras, you're in tune with your mental and physical world. You're intuitive, but you're also in touch with all your five senses. If it's overactive, you may be too caught up in things like tarot cards that you become disconnected with reality. So for anybody who does tarot cards, how many times do you pull out those cards a day? Or you do a reading and then you don't really like the answer you got and you reshuffle and do it again? This is what I call spiritual bypassing, right? In order to not do the spiritual bypassing, you have to get into the deeper wounds of this pain that you carry. You have to do the deeper work. I wish I can tell you that it's something that you can just, put an oil on, use an essential oil, use a crystal, and it's all good. Those, or even affirmations, these tools are all fantastic to use while you are doing the deeper healing work. With my private clients, a lot of times they have many aha moments, because if they weren't doing this deeper healing work, they wouldn't have seen what's hiding in the corner of their minds. So a tarot card isn't necessarily going to get you there. So to find balance, you need to reconnect with earth and human experiences. And if the third eye is underactive, you are feeling disconnected from your intuition and your personal wisdom. You don't believe in your psychic ability. You may suffer from headaches or sinus problems. And to find balance, you might want to spend more time in isolation and in meditation. A lot of people say that they have difficulties meditating. Meditating is not something that, like, I know we hear a lot of people say that, meditation is about not thinking. And as much as it is to quiet the mind, you'll notice that the mind doesn't necessarily ever quiet down. It's more about observing the thoughts that are traveling through your mind, observing them, witnessing them, and letting them go. Because once you listen to the story that's going on up there, you get to see where the real bully lives, right? We often blame other people for some of the things that go on in our lives, or that are said to us, or the pain that have caused. But take a look at what is occupying space up here. That's what I say meditation is all about. Take a listen, because these are the driving forces in your life. This is what's creating your life, is these thoughts. This chakra affects the nerves, the senses, and the immune system, as well as brain disorders, senility, headaches, eyesight, and hearing. And here we are with some gems and crystals that you guys can use. I know when you're looking at crystals and gemstones, and you're looking, like some people say, which one should I get? This is where you really, really want to trust your intuition and trust what you're feeling guided to. Don't let someone else choose for you. You do this, because the one that you choose that gravitates to you is the one that's going to help you through the transition. And again, here's a few essential oils with this one, Serenity, which is a personal blend with doTERRA, clary sage, and lemongrass. And these are the two that I use in my practice. And moving up to the crown chakra, located at the top of our head. The color associated here is violet or white. The challenge is attachments. What do we attach ourselves to every day, right? What do you attach yourself to say, oh, I'm going to be really happy when I take that next trip, or I'm going to be really happy when I buy that nice car? What attachments? And when we let go of these attachments is when we ultimately liberate ourselves. And the developmental stage here is our early adulthood and beyond. The characteristics are connection to spirituality, to ego, God, the universe, and source, connection to spirit, bliss, consciousness, and our belief system. It's all about enlightenment. So as you go through this awakening, right, we reach enlightenment when we take a look at everything that's driving this life that we have. Everything that we have a lot more control over than we think we do. So understanding the imbalances here, a balanced crown chakra is to achieve nirvana like the Buddha. Reaching the end of greed, hatred, and delusion. You can see how difficult it would be to really balance this chakra as we're living here on earth. Attempting it will bring health and wellness and happiness. So a well-balanced crown chakra is going to bring you the ultimate health, the ultimate happiness and wellness. When it's overactive, you tend to be spiritually addicted or religiously addicted, over intellectualizing things, and you feel like you know it all. When it's underactive, you're closed-minded, and this chakra can manifest itself as neurological disorders, nerve pain, pineal gland disorders, Alzheimer's, recurring headaches and migraines, schizophrenia, and delusional disorders, insomnia, and depression. And here are some gems and essential oils, and the two top ones that I use. And this concludes our presentation. I just want to thank you all for showing up. And I'm just going to share with you 3 different pathways that my clients work with me. One would be through taking a Reiki class and being certified, learning how to heal yourself and others, and the ability is within us all. My upcoming classes, Reiki 1 and 2, is May 15th and the 22nd for anyone who's interested. The second pathway that people work with me is through my chakra programs, which I have 3 options. This one is self-paced. That one you can do when you want, at your own pace. And that's sort of like a level entry one. And then I have my Chakra Masterclass, which is a 7-week intensive program, which has weekly lives with me. And that starts on May 4th, and it's going to be at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. This class is limited to 10 people, so we'll have a cozy, intimate time and space to go deeper into the healing and really take a look at each of these chakras, how we can bring them into balance. Every week we take one and really go deep with it. And the third option with the chakra class is to become a practitioner, and you're going to be certified. And as you've done the master class and doing your own healing work, you're also going to be able to help other people through this process as well. The chakra practitioner certification also has a manifesting component to it, because you can see that if there's any blocks in any of these chakras, we aren't going to be able to bring anything into this earth, right? As we travel down the chakra system, something in there is going to block it unless we take a deeper look at it and think that we're even deserving of having what it is that we're manifesting. And then the third one is through my private sessions. And in order to, I don't take on too many private clients, but the private clients that I do take on, the first thing we do is we start off with a complimentary 45-minute strategy session and find if we are a good fit to begin your healing journey. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to reach out to me. We can have the discussion on which pathway is the best one for you. And for the masterclass, you do get a 100-page printable workbook, as well as an almost, I think it's about 100-page bonus emotional healing journal that you could, keep all your insights in. And there's a lot of prompting questions there that will help you think a little bit deeper about what you're feeling and what's going on. There's going to be a lot of tips and exercises and affirmations, yoga poses and mantras that we go through. And right now the program is on for 50% off, and it starts May 4th. So reach out if you have any questions. Anna@holisticjourney.ca, or you can visit my website at holisticjourney.ca. And I thank you all for being here, and I hope you got a lot out of this presentation, and that it gave you something to think about where you're storing your pain and where your healing needs to begin. And we do have a meditation that I'm going to be doing in a separate video, so do watch it on the YouTube channel. It's going to be called the Chakra meditation. Bye for now.